what you're going through right now is the emotional cycles of change, better known as the ECOC. Now, why is this important? This is important because we're going to go through these 5 stages of change in any situation that we may be going through. So that's relationship. This is job. This is mindset. This is anything. Exercise. Right? Anything. Now, let me break down these stages so that you understand. And by you understanding this is going to help you stop that loop and get you out of survival mode. Okay, boom. I got my iPad, I got my notes. Boom. Uninformed optimism. Uninformed. Why is that important? Uninformed. Uninformed optimism is your I got this stage. This is when you first have pause. Now, before we get to any of this, right, the crucial step that we must have is awareness. We must know that we need to change. We have to know that we need to change. Now, you're going to go through all of this after you are aware that you have a problem. You are aware that you have a problem. That man, that job, that weight, that mindset, that money, anything that you want to change, you're going to become aware of it first, right? So boom, uninformed optimism. This is your excited, hopeful, and ready for what's next stage. The only thing is, when you in this stage right here, you really don't know how much it's going to cost you. You really don't know. And not just money. This is going to cost you habits. This is going to cost you people. This is going to cost you ideas. This is going to cost you time. There is going to be some cost with this. Whatever this change that you got in your awareness stage, whatever that change is going to be, this is where you don't really know what that change is. But you happy and you excited. This is when you start thinking of all these ideas. You are hopefully optimistic, as you should be. Now, once you get here, this step 2, informed pessimism. Informed pessimism is when your reality start kicking in. This shit is hard. You start feeling the cost of all of your decisions right here. That's where you start feeling it. You're uncomfortable. You're missing what's familiar. And this doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision, though. And a lot of people sometimes get in this little phase right here, and they sometimes think, well, maybe this is the wrong decision. Maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Maybe this don't align with me. No, it's not that it doesn't align. You're starting to see that this new idea that you have down here is going to cost you the old you. Yes, the old you has to be taken to the bank in order to get past this step right here, informed pessimism. But you just now starting to realize that. So you haven't really fully established that I got to give up the old me. And so you want the new, but you still in the old. And so now that pessimism start kicking in. This shit not going to work. So once you leave that stage, you then go to, boom, Valley of Despair. And I really want us to highlight Valley of Despair. Why? Despair is important because you start feeling like this shit is not worth it. You start thinking, maybe I should just go back. Boom. Number 3, we got to put a start by number 3. Why? Start by number 3 because number 3 is where most people give up. You just realize you got to leave that man alone. And so you are uninformed, optimistic. Because you think that it's just going to be easy as saying, I'm just going to leave that man alone. And so then you start trying to leave the nigga alone. But then guess what? You start realizing informed pessimism. it's actually harder than it seems because my brain has habitually attached to this person. And so out of habit, sometimes I yearn for him. And so then you go into valley of despair. You start thinking, damn, I just need to go back and fuck with dude because dude got me feeling like crap by not dealing with him. And so maybe that's my brain telling me I'm supposed to be dealing with him. No, this is your brain letting you know that we like familiarity over discomfort. Yes. And so you start feeling that valley of despair when that brain not getting that boost of dopamine from that familiarity. So if you quit right here, right, and this the kicker, and I really want you to get this. I really want you to get this right here. If you quit here, okay, boom, I quit. Guess what? You go right back here. You go right back here. And then that cycle repeats itself over and over again. Over and over again. It's just going to repeat itself. Okay? That's my repeat. So don't hate on my repeat. Put it in the comments if you like my repeat, okay? If you don't like my repeat, you'll hate them. Nah, I'm just joking. Anywho, so yeah. If you decide to quit here, that's why my ex here. If you decide to quit here, you're going to go right back over here to uninformed optimism with a new level of change. But the kicker about that is because your brain understands that we quit when we are not familiar with things. We quit when we're uncomfortable, and we quit when we decide that maybe this just real life not the best decision for me. You're going to continue to cycle those same patterns. It's just going to be different situation, but it's going to be the same pattern. You're going to want to change, figure out the cost. That shit too hard. And then you're going to give up and then go all the way back, right? And then you're going to be stuck in 1, 2, and 3. And remember, we got to start next to 3 because that's where most people quit. Okay? So I really want to pause right here. I want to pause right here in Valley of Despair. Whenever you are in Valley of Despair, and I'm going to circle it because this is truly the most important one out of all of these in the emotional cycle of change. Valley of Despair will keep you in survival mode for your entire life. Why? Because you start feeling sorry for yourself. And instead of you sitting in those feelings, you then want to feel good again. You then want to say, I don't want to feel like this. I want to go back to uninformed optimism. I want those good feelings. I want those good thoughts. And so you just continue to loop and loop and loop the same cycles, but you never really learning how to break the cycles. And because you never really learning how to break the cycle, you stay in survival mode because your brain never fully rests because the confidence never fully grows. So how do we get out of Valley of Despair? You're going to know your goal and you're going to break it all the way down. So boom, we're going to put goal over here. Okay? And then under goal, we're going to have a sub goal. So you're going to have a main goal 3 months out. 3 months, 12 weeks. Three months, 12 weeks. Now, in this 3 months and 12 weeks, we're going to have sub goals that help us reach the 3 months and 12 weeks. Okay? We're going to have a sub goal help us reach the 3 months and 12 weeks. Under this sub goal, then we're going to have tactics / strategies that we're going to implement every day. Every day. We can't control the goal. We can't control this. This is what we want though. But we can't control if we're going to get that or not. God decides if we're going to get that. The universe decides if we're going to get that. Life decides if we're going to get that. Right? We can't control that. But what we can control is our everyday. We can control that every day. And if we focus on being 120% every day, then we will get this goal. Now, how does this help us get out of valley of despair. This is going to help us get out of valley of despair, because while we have our goal, our sub goals, and our tactics and strategies every day that we're going to be reading every single day. Okay, you need to read this every single day. You're going to take some pen and paper and you're going to write it down. Okay, and you're going to write, this is how I'm going to get out of survival mode. And then you're going to write, this is my goal for the next 12 weeks. This is my goal for the next 3 months. Whatever makes sense to you. 12 weeks sound good, don't it? This is my goal. This is what I want. There is no be realistic. If you have a goal, put it there, okay? Put it there. And then under that goal, you're going to have sub goals. And you're going to break that big goal down into about 4 or 5 sub goals. They're going to help you reach that main goal, okay? So if I know that I want to increase my income and I want to lose weight in the next 12 weeks, then a few of my sub goals are going to be, I'm going to be 150 pounds and I'm going to have 3 streams of income. Okay? Those are my sub goals. Now, under those sub goals, I'm going to have tactics and strategies that are going to help me reach my sub goals that are going to help me obtain that ultimate goal. Okay? So, tactics and strategies for me having 3 streams of income and being 150 pounds. I'm going to avidly work. I'm going to be very advantageous. I'm going to be very diligent about the things that I do with my time. I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be, marketing for my business. I'm going to be setting up systems that really help me handle everything I'm going to handle. I'm going to walk. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to, drink my water. I'm going to journal. These are things I'm doing every single day. I can't control if I'm going to be 150 pounds. I can't make that happen overnight. I can't make it happen overnight of me having 3 streams of income. Nothing comes overnight. I can't make my goal of me having multiple streams of income, at least 3, and be 150 pounds. Oh, and be better in my body and live better, things like that. In 3 months, I can't control that. But what I can control is my every single day. And so if I give 120% every single day, there's going to be days where I don't feel like it. There's going to be days where I feel sorry for myself. There's going to be days where it feels like, oh, this is just not going to work. There's going to be days where you want to throw in the towel. Boom, bingo. And guess what? We're going to feel all that. You're going to let yourself feel all that. You're not going to run from that smoke. You're not going to run from that fire. You're not going to hide from your feelings. You're not going to place the blame on anybody else. You're not going to put all of your emotional burden on anybody else. You're going to turn that light onto self. Okay? Say it with me, class. Self. 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 Okay? We're going to place all of that responsibility on self. We're going to take full accountability on self. I read in a book once, and I am going to live by this. Accountability is not consequences. Accountability is ownership. You're going to take ownership for self. You are accountable for yourself because you take full ownership over yourself. Okay? Boom. So what we're going to do is we're going to build some new routines. We're going to set some goals that don't have anything to do with nobody else. Okay? It's not got nothing to do with nobody else. We're going to shift up our space so that we allow new energy, new ideas, new thoughts, new patterns to be, established. And you're going to start feeding your mind something different. We're going to be listening to audiobooks. No more music. You listen to enough music, okay? You've listened to enough. We know exactly what gets your leg thumping and your heart pumping. We know. You don't need no more music. We're going to listen to audiobooks. We're going to read regular books, hard copy books. You're going to listen to motivational speakers on YouTube. You have to brainwash yourself in order to get past Valley of Despair. Now, boom, what's next? After Valley of Despair is informed optimism. Informed optimism. You're hopeful now because with you being able to get out of the valley of despair, that confidence then shot up. Okay? That confidence, we're going to put CD for confidence right here. CD for confidence. CD for confidence. If you full of confidence right now, please comment below. I'm full of confidence. Okay? Full of confidence. Now, what we're going to do is that informed optimism comes from us now feeling the confidence from you being who you say you are over an extended amount of time, even when you felt like everything was going wrong, right? Because you was in a valley of despair. Okay? You're starting to see the little wins. Maybe you trying to lose weight. 5 or 10 pounds came out, girl. Don't tell me because I know how it feel. I know. So then when you feel that, you be like, oh, I gotta go harder. Because it's like, if this is how I'm looking at 5 or 10 pounds, bitch, just how I'm gonna look when I get to 50. I know, okay? Trust me, I know that confidence shoots up, okay? Maybe a little money efforts and started coming in and you done got you 1 or 2 sales. You done got you 1 or 2 sales. And because you done got you 1 or 2 sales, now you know I gotta turn this shit up. I gotta go another level. Okay, boom. Informed optimism. You start finding yourself again. You start smiling a little more. You're a little bit happier. You're thinking about what you left in the awareness stage. You're thinking about what you left in the awareness stage a little less. Good. All of the things that made you want to change, you're thinking about them less and you're thinking more about the change, the optimistic part of the change. Okay? This is when I tell you, go harder. When you start feeling that confidence, you start getting here, go harder. So the last step, the last phase, the last cycle of emotional cycles of change is success and fulfillment. One day, you just wake up and you realize, wow, I got everything I said I wanted. Wow. I've accomplished everything that I said I wanted to accomplish. Wow. The body is seeing. Wow. Okay. The success and fulfillment kicks in. Okay. You look back and you thought, wow. I thought that shit was going to take me out of here. And my Lord, look at where I'm at now. Okay. It built you. This, once you get here, you're a different person from when you were here. You're not even this person anymore. Okay? You become the version of yourself that you needed to become to get everything in life that you pray for. All of the goals, the sub goals, all of that worked out. Okay? And so then you get to success and fulfillment. Success and fulfillment. Why is this important to know? When you understand what your body is going to naturally go through, when you understand what your mind is going to naturally go through, you can plan better. You can move better. And then when you start feeling these things and you start seeing, certain stages of the cycle, you then can help yourself. Okay? When you know that your body is naturally going to go through valleys of despair, when you start feeling like, damn, this is not it, this is not working, maybe I should go back, you are able to snap out of that and say, no, this is a natural human response. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double down on all my efforts and I'm going to go even harder because that's what makes the most sense right now. Okay? So, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is how change happens. This is how you become that next level version of yourself. This is how you level up. This is how you change your life. This is how you get out of survival mode. This is how you get out of survival mode. This is how you unlock that next level version of yourself and you become a person that you never thought that you could become. This is how. Okay? If you need one-on-ones, click the link in my description and then we can go from there. Book you a one-on-one call or a one-on-one text. If you would like to see my ideas and my thoughts on this in written version, check out my Substack on this, how to get out of survival mode. I talk about this in a little more depth. Look, babe, I want you to win. And it starts with us not feeling sorry for ourselves. It starts with us not doing the pity party thing. It starts with us realizing I want something different, and then understanding I'm gonna go through things emotionally as I go through this level of change. It's not gonna be easy. It's not. But it's imperative that you handle your business and you do what is necessary. Okay? I love you, baby. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Mwah.